Though we have a lack of snow in Minnesota this winter season, the cold temperatures keep coming back. As I wake up this morning to 0 degrees at my destination, wind chill making it feel like 15 below, I got ready to head up to Bonsai Acres. And today, I had to make sure I made some hot tea for the trip. Before I hit the road, quick check of the passive solar green frame, making sure everything's set for this cold spell that's on the way. Welcome to Bonsai Acres. Very excited. The Arctic blast is heading south into Minnesota as I speak, and the dangerous cold warnings have gone up from 6 p.m. this evening all the way through Tuesday morning. We will be below zero for 48 hours minimum. It's Martin Luther King Day on Monday, so I have a long weekend, plus I get to work from home on Tuesday and Wednesday, and so I had to make a quick decision. I had to get up to Bonsai Acres. I'm the kind of person that can't sit still. So to sit in a cold Minnesota winter with absolutely nothing to do but inside household chores would have driven me crazy. So as potentially dangerous as this trip, an hour and a half north of my home, as dangerous as that is, I have to get out of the house. Now inside the car, I'm striving for 72 degrees, but outside it's getting colder. It started at my house at 10 above, now it's already 8 above. This is our third dip below zero for an extended day or two, and this one's gonna hurt. So then people say, why do you live there? Well, because we have 4 beautiful seasons, and winters, y'all, are getting warmer. And mark my words, 10, 20 years from now, I think the upper Midwest is gonna be a pretty prime spot to be in. Ever since I picked up this property this past summer, time can't go by fast enough when I'm not up here. And every night when I go to bed, I think about this place. Every night I wake up and toss and turn, and those days I toss and turn more, I go right to Bonsai Acres and think about what I'm going to do, what I can do, what can I afford right now, what can't I, what's the first thing I should do next spring, and the list goes on and on. It's enough to drive a person crazy, and I am going a little crazy, which is why this weekend, even though the warnings start tonight at 6 p.m., I had to come up and squeeze a little time, maybe 9 until 3. If I can stand it for 6 hours in the elements, I had to give it a try. The wind is brisk. When you're against the wind, it's very, very cold. But here in the woods, I'm in the larch bog cleaning up some larch trees today. And it's not too bad when you're tucked into the trees. As long as you're moving, you've got your layers on, not too terrible. A couple gusts come up and it chills you to the bone, but as long as I'm moving, I'm okay. So I'm cutting a couple of the larch trees because I want to have a couple of places where you can walk around Bonsai Acres and go on some trails. And when you go on the trails, there are going to be a couple of spots that you can sit down. So as I clean up these spots today, it's for future benches that we can put out here. And so where I sit right now, we cut off a good 2-3 feet of branches. So we'll be able to put a bench under here. If I have to bring a little bit of earth in here to kind of keep it a little less soggy right by the tree, we'll do that. I envision a boardwalk that goes from the property where it's dry to here, because in the spring and summer, this will always be wet. Only in the late fall and winter can I walk in here without getting water in my socks and in my toes. So we'll keep plugging away, clearing out some more of these larch tree bottoms in hopes that we can have a couple of areas of some sanctuary. And then the fall, when you come in here, when the colors hit their peak, late October, early November, come sitting here into some beautiful golden yellow foliage before they drop. I can't sit for too long, so time to do some more clipping. Now the chainsaw, the last branch I cut, the chainsaw chain flipped off. I'm sure my battery power is already halfway drained. So we'll use the clipper on some trees and we'll keep working, and we'll see how far we get. So I've come across a poplar tree. Walking through the woods, I heard a couple of cracks. And every time you walk in the woods, you're thinking, like, what's making that crack? Ooh, did you hear that? I think that tree behind me is going to be on its last days. I'm not sure when. But with this cold weather, if we had a really big snapping wind, I think that one's going to go. Yeah. Ooh. I have to be careful when I take a right up here because that's right by the path. So there's our trail, and that tree is leaning right over the trail. Oh, it's so pretty this time of year. Look at that blue sky and the white poplars. Wouldn't that be cool if I was here when that thing fell over? from a safe distance, of course. Oh, that is so cool. If I hear a crash today, I'll know why. Oh, is it stunning back in here with this white poplar look. Okay, there's been some pretty good cracks. When this system comes through, there might be 20 and 30-mile-an-hour gusts later on. This tree could be gone down next time I come back. I'll be looking forward to checking that out next time we come up. Let's continue. Be very careful here for the next couple hundred feet. There's the crack. That tree is not going to last much longer. Okay, there's the beast right in front of us. The sun is just behind it. If it fell, the tips would hit me. So let us move some further distance away. I can't quite figure this forest out. I mean, there's all kinds of trees that are bent over here, small trees. This right here, these big clusters of trees that just bent over. Look right there, leaning over that way. Like if it was a great big windstorm, yeah, but these are small trees. Small trees don't seem to bend as much with wind because there's not like weight swinging it around and snapping a branch. But there's bent over trees everywhere in this part. This one right here just snapped right off. Very interesting. I don't get the dynamics of this forest yet. Like, look right there. That cluster of that tree in rough shape. But then look at it bent over there, that section. A lot of the trees are that way. And this birch tree that just broke 2/3 of the way up. Boom. A lot of the trees in the property are dead 2/3 of the way to 3/4 of the way up. And then they're just down. I kind of like this open section in here. Big pine tree there. And there's a couple of little ones. There's one right over in here. And there's one right here in front of me. That's a bonsai in the making. Now it looks to be some kind of a spruce tree. Might be a black spruce. They don't backbud as well. But look at that little bonsai tree, everybody. It's already leaning to the left down at the bottom there. We cut off that tip about a 1/2 foot to a foot off and let it grow this next season. This could be another section of Bonsai Acres. There's a little bit of an open section in here, so a lot of sun. But I don't know how soupy this part gets right here. This might be a little too wet. So we have to go a little more upland. Looks like another little bed area. And the reason why I'm thinking it is a deer, is right next to it, right there, is some deer scat. Yeah. Warming themselves up, just bedding down, and their body temperature melted the snow. So that was the first tree I tackled today. So as you go back, there's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more trees kind of in that cluster in there. Pile number 1, pile number 2, pile number 3, small pile number 4, big pile number 5. Look at those 3 larch. Mama tree, baby tree, infant tree, or big brother, little brother. Yeah, that one broke up top too, see? 2/3 of the way up. Branch is hanging down there. Had that happen back there, I cleared one of those out. It happened to this tree right there. Again, more and more trees as I go through the property. That's all the trees, what they're doing. I'm actually a little sweaty now. I think it might be up to 5 degrees. Whoo! Take off a layer. Of course, that is one of the signs of hypothermia. When you think you're all warm, you start taking off layers and then you just freeze to death. So I think I'm gonna leave my layers on. So this is a good time for a break. So let's go see if, what were the names y'all guys said? The Porcupine, Porty, Popper, let's go see if he's there. Well, he sure is. Hey, Porky. Now, according to my research, and according to what people told me online, You won't shoot your quills at me. You'll just come down and you'll like swash your tail at me if I get too close. So are you enjoying life up there? You having a family? Where are the kids? Huh. You're not moving this time. Maybe you're freezing because I'm coming so close. Yeah, maybe I'll move back over to the corner. Being out of the wind right now, inside the shed. You know, the shed is probably 5 degrees in here, but there's no wind. So it's actually quite balmy. Balmy is a relative term, everybody. We'll see you on the flip side. Maybe when it's a little warmer. Eventually I got to fix all this up so, you can't so easily sneak in. Now, if the porcupine doesn't cause me any trouble, I'm okay with him being there. But eventually, of course, we're going to want him out of there. If I'm having some bonsai workshop in the shed some year, I don't want Porky to come on by and swat his tail at a guest of mine. That would be pretty bad. What to do next? So the longer I've been here, the more I'm concerned about the camera. The batteries go a lot faster in the cold, and who knows when this thing will just shut down. It's been a trooper in all the filming I've done. But one thing I need to do before I go, when I sit home, awake at night at the computer, thinking about what I'm going to do with the pump, where's the bathhouse, the shower house going to go, the mini cabin, the green frame, the passive solar green frame, the workspace for kind of a I'm always going crazy and trying to put myself on the land. Well, hey, I'm here, and the sun's out, and you can see for miles because of the snow. So let's walk it out and see what's going on and where I'm going to put everything. This is a picture of some art that I worked on about 2 years ago. I just had this free software where I could put a few simulated trees, and I made a grid, and I made a potential Bonsai Acres piece of land. And this was about a 9 to 10 acre parcel of land drawing here. I put some images on there. Would I have a little trailer to stay in? Would I build a little cabin where that little trailer would go? Where's the greenhouse going to go? The passive solar green frame up at Bonsai Acres, and then a workshop next to that. Fast forward to the summer of 24, and now in 25, as I really start kicking things into gear, what am I going to build first? So being up here today too and just walking around, I'm seeing where the sun can shine. I'm seeing how the land is laid in the wintertime, when all the brush is down. And of course, like I did a couple years ago, I created some sheets just on an Excel spreadsheet because that's kind of my go-to. I just make a couple of grid marks, put some walls in, some windows, and kind of look at it from the side, the front, the back, bird's eye view, and do a couple of maybes. My first attempt here is a 16 by 16 unit. Wall structures could be made super easy. The middle of the structure would go up to 12 feet, so I could have the south-facing roof, have all the solar panels on it, and the division of bathroom versus the shower room and the front lounge area. I have 3 big window doors that I got from my buddy Steve. That could be the whole front of this structure, and only then a few feet of wall in and around those big window doors. So that's all free, and I already own them. People always talk about people chasing their dreams. I'm chasing a dream, but I'm actually doing the dream. I bought the land, I've planted trees. This spring we'll have water flowing, and I'll build my first structure. I am fulfilling my dream. I am making it happen as we speak. I'm pretty stoked about that. The part of the dream that I can't control is if I'll get a lot of people to come up and join me on this journey to talk bonsai, work on bonsai, collaborate on bonsai, get out of the rat race of the city, and be in paradise for a while. I hope many of you can join me. Oh, so much to think about. Yeah. There we have it. A few more moments to cut down a few limbs, take a peek at the property one more time, and it's time to hit the road. So turns out that my stepson is playing basketball on the way home back towards the city. He's with his dad this weekend, but I'm gonna meet his mom there, and we're gonna go ahead and watch some basketball. So I'm gonna go eat in town first real quick, a little sandwich. Let's hit the road. Another successful trip up to Bonsai Acres, all being the tundra today. Coldest trip yet. Incidentally, I never did hear the big thud in the forest, so I don't think that big poplar went down. It's a little after 1:30. I've been up here for about 4.5 hours, and I got a fair amount done. Got the piles of wood cut from all the tamaracks, cut a few other branches off of various trees along the way. Had a beautiful Shinrin Yoku walk through the snow-bound trails. I'm really glad I came up here. It's gonna ease my mind. I'm not gonna sit at home now for 5 days just wishing I could be up there. Wasn't as cold as I expected. I was a little nervous. I got more work done, and now I have to pay anything for it except for the gas money. As quickly as I want to come up here and build and make some great places to stay, that'll all come in time. I gotta think like bonsai. Take my time, sleep on it once or twice. There's a quote that I've tried to live by the last several years. I don't remember who said it. I'm not good with names. But I remember the quote. And it goes something like this. Do what you can with what you got where you are. And so that's how I'm trying to live life here at Bonsai Acres as best I can. I'm gonna do what I can with what I've got where I am. Where I am financially, where I am with supplies, the needs of the place, what the land gives me, all of the above. A sunny, chilly ride home, beautiful sunny day, the blue skies, anticipating the next time I get to come up. And as always, until soon.